Let's get into a crazy article that I saw here where Nate Davis of the USA Today said that we're going to be 2-15 and literally the worst team in the entire NFL. Now, we've talked about all the issues with this team. We've talked about all the positivity with this team as well. We've talked about it both. But do we really think that it's going to be a 2-15? That's absolutely craziness. So here's what he said. He said, a team coming off a 3-14 season somehow draws the league's toughest schedule based on opponents' 2024 win percentages. So much for competitive balance. This record prediction isn't indicative of the young talent on the roster, including wide receiver Malik Nabers, left tackle Andrew Thomas, rookie outside linebacker Abdul Carter, and others. But it's very hard to find wins on the schedule or expect Russell Wilson will enjoy a renaissance at age 36, especially when pressure to play quarterback of the future Jaxson Dart as the season wears on is only likely to incrementally grow. 2-15, guys.
It's a little brutal.
2-15. Oh my God. Like, that's sad, right? Like, that's where we're still at. People still think that. And, again, imagine the scenario where hypothetically that happens. And again, that's worst case scenario for us. And you can give a worst case for every single team. You know what I mean? Like, that's life in the NFL preseason here. But imagine that scenario. And we'd have the first overall pick. And imagine that, and then Arch Manning decides to stay at Texas and crushes everybody's hopes and dreams, which, again, the kids played like 5 games or whatever to Texas stop. But anyway, imagine that kind of scenario happening. Like, the fan base would have a full meltdown. Like, we'd have to get rid of Jaxson Dart and Josh Rosen, as I've already said to you guys multiple times, is an actual scenario. Considering all these quarterbacks that are supposed to come out next year. Again, we'll see. They've got another year to play in college. We'll see how good they really are. But 2-15, wow. I'm telling you guys right now, if that's it, if we have a 2-15 season, we're definitely going to get better help to sponsor the show.
Did anyone think the Giants were going to be a 3-win team last year?
No.
Vegas had us at 7 last year. FanDuel, the greatest online sports book, sponsor of on the Bleed Show, has us at 5.5. I mean, I think, but you think about it,
FanDuel.
How if you take a look at this, how much different is a 2-win team from a 5-win team? It's really not much of a difference. So could there potentially be a 2-win season? Sure. I don't think there's going to be a 2-win season, but because everyone in our division is playing the same schedule we are, and then we have to play inside our own division.
Thank you. I've been preaching that since their schedule got released.
So, I mean, you're not wrong, and like,
I already know that.
Let's go back to 2022. All right, we go to the playoffs, right? We go back to the playoffs, right? 2022. Like, there's a lot of games that we skated by to get into. It wasn't that far off from last year. So, like, you talk about a 2-win and a 5-win. Like, let's talk about a 9-win and a 3-win. Like, there's a lot of games that was broken down by less than 3 plays that made a big difference.
You got to remember that season was a dichotomy of 2 seasons: 7-2, 2-5-1. We started 7-2, we finished 2-5-1. If Barkley doesn't run wild in Tennessee and they don't miss the field goal, that's a loss. If there's not two bad penalties in Jacksonville, which are called in the Jacksonville defense, that negated Daniel Jones interceptions on their side of the field, and they don't get stopped at the 1, that's another loss. There's so many games that I always make the same joke. The football is shaped the way it's shaped for a reason, and you don't know which way it's going to fucking bounce. Sometimes for an entire season, it bounces your way, but then sometimes you hit a point like the Giants did that year. You start 7-2. You really probably should have been 3-4 at best, but then the football stops bouncing your way, and then you go 2-5-1. And that 2-5-1 team was kind of that aberration. I mean, that 9-7-1 team was an aberration, which then led Joe Shane to make moves because of the fact that everyone was telling him he had a playoff team. But if you actually looked at the talent on the roster, you're like, no, you really don't have because when your starting quarterback throws for 3,000 yards and 15 touchdowns, and you tell me that is one of the most successful seasons ever by a Giant quarterback, or his most successful season ever, I have to look at it and go, yeah, he did rush for 600 plus yards, but he threw for 3,000 yards and 15 touchdowns. That's not, I hope Jaxson Dart does that as a rookie, not as a fourth-year starter.
You're not wrong, but you're also proving my point. Like, that's how close were those wins that we got that could have been losses? And same thing would happen last year. How many of those losses were really close where we could have won a game if it was a 3 plays difference? Like, you sit there and make the difference. Like,
no, because our quarterback situation last year was so horrid. That's easy to say now in hindsight, but if we had better quarterback play, would we have won some of those games? Yes. But who brought the quarterbacks in to this team the last 3 seasons, going on 4 years now? Joe Schoen. So it's at the detriment of Joe Schoen for not actually, anyone that thought Drew Lock was going to be the answer because he could dance on the sidelines. Cause I kept seeing the videos. Well, look, that white boy can dance. Yeah. But too bad he can't throw the fucking ball.
But he can if he wants.
Only against the Colts. Only against the Colts.
Yeah, 14 missed tackles against the Colts. Colts had 14 missed tackles.
Yep. Which the Colts will now beat us this year and going forward.
The Colts were actually driving to come. I was at that fucking game. And I hated it because it was like what was it, December or January, and it was like 78, 80 degrees. It was a beautiful day. The Giants win, and I'm sitting there going, we are so fucking stupid.
I'm just saying, like, listen, there's a lot of difference. Like, when you're like a really bad team and an average team to just being above average team, it's a big swing. It's a couple plays of the difference. And yeah, we can say in hindsight, yes, the quarterback play was terrible last year.
We can say in front side last
but
year. Good. I mean, front side, hindsight.
No, but at the end of the day, like, are you talking about you're going to start? Who was the quarterback, the fourth string that we had to start last year?
DeVito? Oh, no.
Would it be?
Oh, what's his name? I'm trying to remember his name now. That's a bad one.
Because Locke was out and DeVito is down.
Boyle?
What's his face? Boyle.
Like,
yeah. Are you going to tell me in hindsight before the season started that Boyle was going to start a game?
I could have told you in hindsight before.
No. Like, yes, the quarterback room was terrible, but if DJ played that game over Boyle and it was a close game, like, he may have won.
I'm going to tell you something in hindsight right now. In hindsight, could I have told you Daniel Jones was not going to start a full season last year? Yes. In hindsight, could I have told you that Daniel Jones was probably not going to be the answer? Yes. In hindsight, could I have told you that Tommy DeVito was not an answer at quarterback, even though he won 3 games previously? Yes. In hindsight, could I tell you Drew Lock was not the answer at quarterback? Yes, because I told everyone all this on my show the entire preseason. And I kept telling people over and over again, this is going to get ugly, and it's going to get ugly quick because of the fact that we don't have on our roster what we like to refer to as an NFL quarterback.
I've said all along.
What was your hindsight? What happened in 2022?
In 2022, my hindsight in 2022 was that Daniel Jones. In hindsight in 2022, I had us as a 7 to 8 win team. And what is the difference? There's not much difference between 7 to 8 wins than there is 9 wins. It's how the ball bounces.
You're literally talking a difference of a couple yards.
That's it.
I mean, literally a couple of yards because you got the Tennessee game, you got the 1 yard with the Jaguar game. You can easily say 3 yards. There's 2 losses right there.
And then you also have to remember, what the funny thing about that season that was 2022, and I keep telling people forget the Washington tie. Yes. And I was at that game.
We still hate John Feliciano for it. That damn taunting play.
And no, it wasn't even that. The last 8 minutes of the fourth quarter and going into most overtime, they didn't let Daniel Jones throw the ball. They literally, I've never seen this since 1976, watching the Dallas Cowboys beat the Giants in the home opener of the Meadowlands. I have never seen a team so afraid to allow their starting quarterback to throw the ball against a division rival in a game that you need, not only for the playoffs, but within the division, that they did not let him throw the ball for the last 7 minutes of the fourth quarter and most of overtime. I was standing by the sideline. Joe Shane came running down the tunnel during the overtime, and I showed the video on my channel a bunch of times. He's running down the tunnel because he thinks he's going to win the game because we're driving. He thinks he's going to win the game, or thinks we're going to kick the field goal, thinks we're going to win. And then at the end of the game when we tied, he's running back up the tunnel, and he's you can see it. He's saying, "I cannot believe we lost this fucking game." And I was thinking to myself, and I didn't think about it at the time. I was thinking to myself, well, Joe, you tied. You didn't lose. But then I'm like, oh, no, wait a minute. Technically, yeah, you did lose because you lost a game in the division.
Yep.
So I have never seen in my history of watching football, a team not allowed their starting 3,000-yard, 15 touchdown quarterback to be the person that is going to be the person to drive them into the end zone. I hope Russell Wilson, you take the shackles off him like they did in Pittsburgh and let him do whatever he needs to do, because it can't be any worse than what we saw for almost 5 seasons.
Or if he gets hurt, damn well there's no shackling Jameis Winston. He will throw to whatever team he wants to, goddammit.
He will, and that's
chuck at the
that was
ball.
my thing of last year. That man will throw 8 touchdowends a game. He just don't know who or what team.
Just four of them are to the other team first.
Yeah, 100%.
At least be entertaining.
It could be 5. It could be 5 to the other team. You don't know.
The whole entire game is just.
I love my famous Jameis stat. It's going back to Tampa in his last season when they went 7-9. He threw for 5,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, 30 interceptions.
He was so many records.
He was the only. I love this NFL record, and I don't think it'll ever be broken. He is the only starting quarterback over 400. I think it was 400 throws. I'm not sure. He was the only starting quarterback in NFL history to never throw a ball out of bounds during the season.
Yeah,
I was like,
I didn't believe in it.
Well, I was like, that is like, you should just be in the Hall of Fame for that. That you threw for 5,000 yards, 33 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, and you never threw the ball out of bounds. Not even by mistake.
That's impressive.
Thanks for watching. Like the show? Of course you do, or you would have turned it off by now and not be hearing me. There are plenty of ways to support the show. YouTube is the best place to join us, and we offer memberships there with fun benefits like custom emojis and early access to video clips. Of course, there you can also send super chats and stickers to send one-time support payments. The best way to support the show is to buy these drunk idiots beers at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Along with one-time support payments, there are also monthly plans, so you can continue to help kill their livers each month. You can also show people that you are a goofball by visiting our store at 2giantgoofballs-shop.fourthwall.com. We got everything from shirts, hats, phone cases, funny candles, buttons, stickers, and even a 2 Giant Goofballs towel to dry off your goofballs. Of course, you can always support the show for free by simply hitting the like, subscribe, and share button wherever you are watching or listening to this. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show tremendously, and quite frankly, the goofballs suck at marketing and need your help to get the word out. Thank you for being part of the Goofball Army and for taking the time out to support the show.
If you like that clip, then you will love the full episodes too. Find us on your favorite podcast app and look for us on all your favorite social media platforms.
Thanks so much.
Please, I'm begging you. Please